Have an itch to go diving? Visit LeisurePro.com, where they have the largest selection of dive gear and a best price match guarantee. And Leisure Pro could get your order to you fast. Well, maybe not that fast, but I think you get the idea.
The Florida Keys are home to a protected 2,800 square mile national marine sanctuary, an abundance of wrecks, and over 6,000 different species. But whether you're a diver or a snorkeler, there's always room for one more.
This edition of Scuba Nation is brought to you by Leisure Pro, the Divers Emporium. Costa Del Mar, see what's out there. The Florida Keys and Key West. Come as you are.
This time on Scuba Nation, the boys head to Weeki Wachee for some underwater racing with true American heroes. It's the last race of the Formula H2O Rec Racing League season. So divers, start your scooters. It's time to swap some paint at one of Florida's classic attractions. Who is Scuba Nation? Billy C., Austin born and raised.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Loves it grilled with an ear for guitar. Bitch and Mitch, Southern boy. Craves it deep fried and a toe tapping percussionist. And every other diver on the planet. Two ordinary guys with a thirst for getting wet and exploring all things scuba. We are Scuba Nation. One nation underwater.
Welcome, Scuba Nation. I'm Mitch.
I'm Billy C., and this is my new friend, Princess Wondrous.
We are at one of the original crown jewels of Florida attractions, Weeki Wachee. Not for wrecks and reefs this time, but for racing.
We're here for underwater scooter racing. The Rec Racing League is having their finals here. A champion will be crowned this weekend. We have veterans from the Iraq and Afghanistan war, veterans with disabilities, but they're participating, they're racing, and those boys are ready to get it on out there.
So divers, start your engines, this time on Scuba Nation. Weeki Wachee is world famous for the mermaid shows they put on here.
They've been swimming their tails off since 1947.
And as a native Floridian, it's not only nostalgic for me to visit, but to be able to dive this spring is going to be a real treat for me.
Yeah, and unlike other race venues, they have an underwater auditorium so all the non-divers can watch the race. There's spectacular visibility because it's a Florida spring, and the kids will love it.
Because not only do they have the mermaid shows, they've got the beach, they've got the water park, they got animal shows. Your tour of Florida is not complete without a trip to Weeki Wachee. So to kick things off, let's go talk to the commissioner of the league and friends of the program.
Do you mean Joe Big Fluffy Weatherby?
The very one, and he's going to get us started.
Formula H2O Racing and the Weeki Wachee Warrior Challenge is racing while using scuba diving with diver propulsion vehicles, DPVs. We call them scooters.
Wait a minute, Commissioner. Not all scooters are created equal. Some are bigger than others.
The classes are divided as to the thrust capabilities of the scooters. So the guy with the $10,000 scooter doesn't beat the guy with a $600 scooter every week. What you're going to see underwater is highly competitive.
I'm what would call the reigning champion at this point. And so far have won 2 races. Have a great time at it.
There are many different kinds of scooters. This sort of looks like the race in Star Wars. You got some that people ride on, some that people get pulled behind, some that mount on their tanks. So there's lots of different configurations. Our competitors are going to be blazing along between 2 and 4.5 miles an hour.
A lot of these scooters are really high horsepower. DiveX for one, the CUDA. We're putting out in excess of 75 pounds of thrust.
They're racing around, they're cornering, drive fast, turn left, just like NASCAR.
this has given us a new way to go out and have fun.
Absolutely.
And divers, hey, this is great. Let's go out and have a good time.
But in NASCAR, they'll tell you if you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing.
So holding on one of these things underwater with scuba gear on is sometimes almost insane.
At the start, you can hear people revving their machine. And it sounds a lot like Formula One. Underwater, these machines make a sound, so you can hear them revving and revving.
So this has been the fastest thing out there. So the strategy has just been to try and not go too fast.
When the green flag goes, they all go zooming off at once, and the start is unbelievable.
Because I don't want to make it unfair for other people, and the one thing about the CUDA is it's almost an unfair race.
So Mike, who's on your radar for tomorrow's race?
Dave Ulloa.
I love it. So this is something to watch tomorrow.
We've never run head-to-head with the two similar scooters.
I love to win.
So tomorrow is the first chance head-to-head. You two guys.
I love to win.
And Jimmy Johnson and Tony Stewart.
There you go.
Going head-to-head. So this is something to keep an eye on for tomorrow.
I love my machine.
And there might be a little bump, a little shoulder kicking here and there.
And you're kind of checking out your competition left and right.
Once the race begins, it's drive fast, turn left.
Because I've got a very fast scooter.
A little two-wide action going on between you guys?
Might have some two-wide action going on. Absolutely.
The first turn is a little bit of a jumble. You know, everybody's trying to get a good position to make the first turn. You know, I wish I could tell you more of what that looks like, but typically I'm in the front. So,
but yeah, the corners are tight, and you know, you have to go below or above.
You hear stories about how bad it is back there, but everybody's jockeying for position. The one who gets on the inside pulls away.
If you blow some bubbles into somebody's propellers, that can slow them down, and everybody's pretty serious about it.
And then you're just counting laps, and by the fourth lap of a 5-lap race, you're like counting in your head. Was that lap 1? Was that lap 3, 5? So you know, you don't want to quit on lap 4. Going, woo, I won, when you got 1 lap to go.
That offers some big prizes for this league that we've declined to take because we want to make sure everybody's behaving in a responsible fashion.
So this is going to be a good race.
Well, what happens in Weeki stays in Weeki. Stop checking me in on Facebook, people.
Formula H2O Racing, we have league members from very young, you know, 18 years old, all the way to in their 60s. This is a sport that's open for everybody. This is a sport where fat, old, loudmouth guys can be heroes. We got people that have been diving for 35 and 40 years up, coming up squealing like schoolgirls and laughing. They're having so much fun. It's a very approachable, easy group. Welcome aboard.
Next on Scuba Nation, it's time for our first race.
And we get to talk to some of our true American heroes as they get ready to swap pain underwater. Stay tuned.
Hey Scuba Nation, Billy C and Mitch here. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We'll be announcing upcoming contests and events that you can be a part of.
And look, always post your tweets and your comments while you're watching the show, and we'll share the best of them on ScubaNation.com and during upcoming episodes.
Remember, you are Scuba Nation, one nation underwater.
Thanks for watching.
Money.
Done. Miller time.
You'll agree that Leisure Pro has the best customer service in the industry. Our pressure-free fit guarantee lets you size items so you get the right merchandise when you buy. But if something doesn't fit, return items without any additional shipping costs to you. Always buy with confidence, shopping made easy, only at Leisure Pro.
Hey Scuba Nation, this is Mitch. Just want to let you know when I dive the 305, I always dive on Aquatic Explorers. They feature a brand new dive boat with a crew that's second to none. So when you're ready to plan your next diving adventure, the best boat and crew for private charters, and all your certification needs by world-class instructors, please click or call the friends of the program, Aquatic Explorers. This edition of Scuba Nation is brought to you by Pegasus Thruster, the freedom to fly. Austin's Dive Center of Miami. Aquatic Explorers, Miami's best dive charter.
Weeki Wachee, Spring of Live Mermaids on Florida's West Coast, presents a spectacle unique in all the world.
Beauty in the deep. The fascinating beauty of the underwater world, where we explore the mystery of ancient fable. The fable of mermaids who live at Weeki Wachee. Two of the stars in this world's greatest underwater spectacle swim out to perform graceful acrobatic routines in the crystal clear water, set against the background of Florida's underwater Grand Canyon. Weeki Wachee is the largest single spring in Florida, pouring forth 168 million gallons of water daily, and always at a temperature of 74 degrees. It's snack time, and this proves that fish do not fear people. These friendly little fellows have learned that every hour during the day, at every performance, food will be served, and by such a charming hostess. Mermaids get appetites too. This is probably one of the most difficult feats of all the unique features at Weeki Wachee, actually eating underwater. Drinking underwater too? Of course, but you have to be real thirsty.
At Weeki Wachee, if you think you see mermaids floating in the waters of blue, your heart will grow and you'll know that you're in heaven, because at Weeki Wachee you are.
You know, Scuba Nation, as a veteran myself, I was pumped to hear the racing league inviting veterans with disabilities to the race this year.
These guys are incredible. Scuba diving gives them a sense of freedom. For myself, it was an honor and a privilege to dive with them here at Weeki Wachee for these races.
Boy, I can't wait to do it again.
Well, early on, from the very outset of the Rec Racing League and Formula H2O racing, we had spoken with a couple of Wounded Warrior groups.
Who's ready to have some fun? I got introduced to scuba diving after I was injured. A program came through the hospital in Walter Reed, and they said, this is a great opportunity to get out there and do something different from what I was used to doing. So I said, I'll give it a try. We did a couple cool things, and then we got out into doing the open sea certification, and I loved it. Scuba diving is actually a great way to do therapy and just to get out there and meet up new people and have some fun.
In the water, these scooter runs speak to mobility issues.
Scuba diving came into my life before I was injured. Kind of rekindled after I was injured, just because they encourage you to get out there, get in the water, and do something different. And it really has helped. Every organization has put in time and the effort that makes today possible.
A guy who has trouble moving around on land with the scooter and the scuba gear is now an ace competitor in the water here.
It's a real privilege. I feel very blessed and very honored by all these guys that volunteer their time and their money to be able to make events like this possible, because these kind of things really do benefit us.
The feedback's been extraordinary, because a lot of these guys who, and this is my own personal observation, but a lot of these guys have been special forces, they're competitive, they're top shape, and then, in the service of our country, some of this stuff's been kind of catastrophic.
Benefit us in more ways than are obvious. They do a lot for us. It's like psychological therapy. Really helps us to feel normal again, and takes us out of that sense of feeling like we're disabled if we ever. So most of us don't have too much trouble with that, but even when you feel good about yourself, it always helps to get a little boost.
These guys are right back into this competitive space, and all those natural instincts they have are excited. We got people from all over the country, from Wounded Warrior, from 5 different Wounded Warrior groups here to do this. So I think that speaks to the popularity of it.
That it reminds me that I'm not limited to what I can do, and it helps with my recovery process
100 times more.
What a great group of American heroes. Truly an inspiration to all of us. Now it's finally time to see the divers in action. We all start swimming over to the race arena, gathering at the starting line.
Cameras are getting into positions. Announcers take their seats. Crowd is getting restless. Let's get it on.
And they're off. The race is underway.
Boogity, boogity, boogity.
And Lisa Manji breaks out of the early pack.
She's driving in some clean water, does not have to worry about bubbles from the other scooters. And that is important because she's got great viz.
Lisa Manji from Underwater Unlimited in Miami, wearing the Pegasus thruster, completes lap numero uno.
And for you non-Spanish speakers out there, that's lap number 1. Race fans are eating this stuff up, man. The crowd is getting into it. They're loving it. Yeah, baby.
Lisa is taking a commanding lead now. The other racers have their work cut out for them. Lisa's coming around the final turn. I think it's hers to lose. Lisa crosses the finish line to take her second first place win, and by a time of 6 minutes and 32 seconds. Way to go, Wheezy! Congratulations, Lisa, on an awesome win.
Up next, the main event. The gloves come off. It's gonna be a battle. I'm pumped. Weeki Wachee will never be the same.
Stay tuned. Hey Scuba Nation, Mitch and Billy C here. Look, if you've got a great idea for a show, go to ScubaNation.com and tell us your idea, and you could be in the show with us.
Also on the website, you can upload pictures and videos. We'll spotlight the best on the show. Get your Scuba Nation gear and apparel. Find dive shops, instructors, other businesses on our Friends of the Program section of the website. You want to join Friends of the Program? Go to ScubaNation.com.
And remember, you're Scuba Nation. One nation, underwater.
Thanks for watching.
Have an itch to go diving? Visit LeisurePro.com, where they have the largest selection of dive gear and a best price match guarantee. And Leisure Pro could get your order to you fast. Well, maybe not that fast, but I think you get the idea.
The Florida Keys are home to a protected 2,800 square mile national marine sanctuary, an abundance of wrecks, and over 6,000 different species. But whether you're a diver or a snorkeler, there's always room for one more.
This edition of Scuba Nation is brought to you by Leisure Pro, the Diver's Emporium. Dive 305 apparel for today's diver. Go below. The Florida Keys and Key West. Come as you are. Welcome back. It is time for the big dogs to run.
It's a big one. It's the Unlimited class. It's the last race of the year. It's David Ulloa. It's Michael Viriona. We're going to see who's the champ. They're going head to head.
And there may be a sleeper in the mix too. Let's see what happens. Michael Vavona is a two-time champ coming into today's race, having won in 2010 and 2011. David Ulola is becoming his arch rival, having also won a title in 2010. Dean Vitale of Pegasus Thruster won the first Formula H2O race in Key West on the Vandenberg. Marissa Wiganowski of Pegasus Thruster is also a champion as well. The races aren't just limited to Florida. The Rec Racing League also conducts races in Italy as well. So that's enough backstory. Let's get to the final race of 2011, the Unlimited class.
Our final race of the day, final race of 2011, the Unlimited class, and there they go. Wayne Turner taking the lead, Ulola. Vavona in last place. Vavona, our grand champion, in last place.
Oh no, David Ulola is getting tangled up with the first buoy. That's going to set him back.
He's now loose. Wayne Turner on the Silent Submerged Magnus. Terry Hatton right on top of it on the Magnus Express. Michael Vavona, who started last, our grand champion, making up ground on the Divex. That's three guys right at the start-finish line together.
It's starting to look like Vavona's to lose at the start of the fifth turn.
And David Ulola, who had problems at the start, is going to have a lot to make up here.
There was one thing I noticed about Vavona. He didn't kick at all. Watch the other racers. They're all flipping their fins. That Divex is a mule hauling the mail, and he's got a commanding lead now. Hey, Vavona, I'll tell you this. On the next race, you're giving me the keys to that Divex. I definitely want to take it around the park a few times.
Ulola trying to make some ground, pulls in the fourth. And Turner in second. Terry Hatton in third, toward the start-finish line.
Fourth lap?
Starting lap number 4, I'm told. Lap number 4. Vavona in control of the race now with a bit of a lead. About a body length lead as he goes around that tight corner. Wayne Turner in second, Terry Hatton in third. Vavona holding at the back of the pack, but now he's in the lead. The Shark Whisperer Ulola has had all kind of problems in the race. Now coming to the start-finish line. Vavona now with a bit of a lead along the back stretch, going past the castle.
No looking back for Vavona now. He is in a groove. I don't see anybody taking him.
We expected a battle with Ulola today, but Dave had some trouble at the start. Vavona, who started last, has actually taken over. Turner and Hatton fighting for second and third. Vavona still in the lead. It's a tight battle for second and third place. Hatton and Turner for second and third. Ulola trying to make some ground, pulls in the fourth. Vavona still in the lead. Vavona with a big lead now. Half a lap to go for Mike Vavona, our grand champion. Looks like he's going to take home the championship. Dave Ulola now in his final lap. Vavona in the final turn. Our grand champion is going to take home the championship. Mike Vavona crossing in a time of 4 minutes and 41 seconds. He gets the checkered flag and comes home with the championship. And here's a tight battle, second and third. And it looks like Wayne Turner just nips Terry Hatton. A photo finish for second and third. Here comes Dave Ulola. Had all kind of problems there, buoy number 1. The Shark Whisperer finishing the race in championship style, not giving up despite the problems early.
So 2011 has crowned its champion. Michael Vavona coming home with another title for the Weeki Wachee Warrior Challenge of 2011. Congratulations, Michael. Now I need you to take your scooter over to the pit area because there's a league official that wants to make sure it's street legal.
We want to thank Joe Weatherby, the Rec Racing League, for a great event. These races are a blast. They're full of surprises, too.
Yeah, I tell you what, plenty of surprises is right. Plenty of wrinkles, and that Michael's got a big red target painted on his back, being a two-time champ now. I can't wait for the 2012 season. It was also a real thrill for me, being a veteran, to dive with the disabled veterans that we had here participating in the race. I can't wait to do it again. Scuba Nation, one nation underwater.
Thanks for watching. And Joe Weatherby is a visionary. He came up with this idea, We love the guy. He's friends of the program.
And these guys are keen judges. The folks at Scuba Nation are keen judges of character for recognizing that.
2, 1. Congratulations. 3.
So I'll call you tomorrow?
Yuck. No tongues.
I don't know about you, but I was getting a little cold, so I decided to throw a little shirt on your back. Okay, sweetie?
So my name's Billy C. I'm a Libra. I like pina coladas and long walks in the rain.
Now, tell me about once they start. Others are bigger than others, too. I'm one of the bigger ones. And
hey, do you come here often?
We're going to do the in shot here. What is... Adrian! We did it!
This is the next thing they...
You'll agree that Leisure Pro has the best customer service in the industry. Our pressure-free fit guarantee lets you size items so you get the right merchandise when you buy. But if something doesn't fit, return items without any additional shipping costs to you. Always buy with confidence, shopping made easy, only at Leisure Pro.